Hello, I'm Jennifer with Jennifer Decorates, and I'm going to show you how to make an easy bridal bouquet and a coordinating bridesmaids bouquet. So stay tuned. Last summer, both of my boys got married 6 weeks apart. And that could be like a whole other video. And everything turned out fine and wonderful. But one of my daughter-in-laws needed me to do flowers for her. So I really learned a lot. And actually today, in about 6 hours, I've got a wedding that I need to have a bouquet and bridesmaids bouquet made. While it seems like it may be really intimidating to make a bridal bouquet or a bridesmaids bouquet, I don't want you to be intimidated about it. And I kind of want you to think about it as if it's really just gathering flowers together and getting them together and wrapping ribbon around them and trimming the ends. Now, I know you're going, really? But think about that first. And so what I'm going to show you in this video is what flowers I used and how I layered them together to get the look of a fantastically beautiful bouquet. So let's get started on that. Let me tell you what flowers I chose for this bouquet. This bride has, her bridesmaids are a very light purple look, so I chose peonies. Now what's really popular right now is the garden roses. I love them. I did that for my daughter-in-law's wedding. Peonies are going to be about a third less, and I think they're just as beautiful. So I chose peonies, and then I've got these little baby roses. We've got, this is called stock. I've got plenty of that. These little berries are also called sweet amber. This little flower, very popular all year round, wax flower. And then I also got some Queen Anne's lace and a little bit of eucalyptus. So while I prattle those off really quickly, don't worry, they'll be at the end of the video in the list. Okay, let me tell you just a few things first. You want to buy your flowers the day before the wedding. And why is because when I first bought the flowers yesterday, these peonies looked like this. I soaked them in water overnight and they turned into this. You want, a lot of times when you go to pick your flowers, they're not going to be opened up all the way, and you want them to soak in water overnight. When you get them home, trim all the ends of your flowers and put them back in the buckets. That way they're going to soak up the fresh water and look great the next day. Supplies you're going to need before you get started is a hot glue gun. I use floral wire that's coated. I feel like it doesn't damage the flowers. And then whatever you're going to wrap your bouquet. Today I'm going to use the satin ribbon because that's what she's requested. And I found this too. I just love this. You could also do a burlap ribbon. This one has sparkles in it. I love that. That would be beautiful. So I've got all that ready, and I've also got my floral snips and scissors. So, alright, I'm gonna start with my biggest flower, these gorgeous peonies. I mean, these were closed up last night. How beautiful. Ready to go. Alright, and I'm gonna start gathering them together like so. And don't worry about the stems. We'll trim those later. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this little berry flower, sweet amber, and I want to nestle it in between some of the peonies to really make them stand out. And the trick is not to over-clutter your bouquet. You want it light and airy. And see how I've got just a few berries in there? And I'm going to do one more on this side. Okay? And I'm going to add another peony over here. Beautiful. Oh, that's looking gorgeous. Now I'm going to add this beautiful little teeny little rose sprays. And I love these because they're dainty, they're little, they have a little green on them. We're gonna add some color. And those are gonna go, I'm gonna do 3 bunches of those. I'm gonna even it around the bouquet, like so. Okay. Now listen, sometimes you're gonna have to go back and maybe pull a flower up a little. Maybe it's gotten nestled down in there too much, but that's okay. I'm sure you're doing great. Now I'm gonna add the purple stock color. And this is terrible, I just feel so guilty doing this to flowers, but some of these, you may want to pop some of these purple flowers off the bottom so we don't have too much stuffed in there. And then I'm gonna tuck that, I'm gonna do 3. Let's see here. Get this one. One right there. And you really wanna be careful with stock. They're really delicate and tender, and you can easily break off the flowers. So I've got those in. See, I've got 3 going. Okay, and now I'm gonna add some wax flower. I love it. We're gonna do a little bit of filler around the edges. See, you're really just gathering flowers. It's just the way you're gonna gather them in a bouquet. And I've got that going. Take a look at it, see how you like it. This one's looking beautiful already. I will trim this one on the way. Okay. Now before I go any further, just to make it easier for me to handle, I'm gonna go ahead and use that wire and gather these flowers tightly. This really will make it easier for you to go ahead and stop and do it before you add any more. And then wire all the way around the bouquet. Now, if you need to go stop and pick some flowers or cut some flowers, then you need to put your bouquet back in water. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. I cut some eucalyptus, and let me show you this. There's all kinds of eucalyptus. And I loved this one because it's dainty and airy. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull off, kind of like what I did with the stock, and say those. You may use those for a corsage or boutonniere. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Sometimes you can just take your hand and run down it, makes it easy. Do 3 of those. Now, I'm gonna look at my bouquet. You take a look at it and see what does it need. And I'm kind of thinking I want to add a closed peony right there. It kind of mimics the old-fashioned roses. And I want to put a little bit of the darker purple stock in. And I'm going to put it right beside the light purple one. And bring it down just a little. I've already trimmed mine. Right in there, and it just highlights those 2 purples together. Light and darker purple are beautiful. Okay. And now I'm going to add this beautiful, it smells good, eucalyptus. And put some right there. And too much of that. Let's take some off. Bit right there. Again, I'm kind of doing it in 3s. A little right there. See how that's starting to look? And I'm going to add just a little more wax flower. I'm making a huge mess, but what a lovely mess to make. So I finished with the bridal bouquet, and I really took a look at it and decided, you know, it still needs a little more. You kind of want to look at it and see how's it going to look when she's holding it, how's it going to look in photos. So I got 3 white roses, a little bigger. I just decided they needed something, it just needs something more on the bottom. Look at the difference. Got that together and I add that there. Just looks a little better. So I'm just going to do 3. And let me trim this one. And right there. And I don't know, I just thought it needed something extra. And you know what? Sometimes that happens. So let me wrap it back up with ribbon. I just finished making the bridesmaids bouquets, and each one's a little bit different. So let me show you what I did. Oh, I got this a little too wet, but I used that brown burlap ribbon. This one, I just used the Queen Anne's lace that I thought I would use in the bridal bouquet, and I kind of changed my mind as I was going through that. So this is one. You can see carnations, a little bit of eucalyptus and stock. And although they all are a little different, they all still have pretty much the same flowers. This is another one. I had one of the peonies left over, so I made this one. And this is another one. So I think these all turned out really pretty. And I've got about 2 hours to get to the wedding. If you have any questions about how to arrange flowers, please ask me. Just comment in the YouTube video below, and I will do my best to answer your question. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you for watching. Not gonna be perfect. Obviously. That's too funny. Let's try that again.